Hey everyone, Jason here, digital marketing consultant, and in this landing page copywriting guide, you're going to learn a simple 4-step formula for writing high converting landing page copy. Timestamp table of contents in the description, along with some other helpful videos to walk you through how to put together your landing page, how to choose your landing page software, how to come up with your lead magnet, all that other fun stuff. Here, we're going to zero in and focus in on writing your copy. But before we get into that 4-step formula, there are 3 keys to landing page success that's going to set us up to make sure that we write good copy. And the very first key is remembering that a landing page is designed to do one thing and one thing only: collect someone's contact information in exchange for a lead magnet or value. And the key here is making sure that there are no external links on your landing page at all. And with this focus, the second key to success is making sure that your entire landing page is not about you, it's not about your offer, it's not about your company, it's not about your client, it's about the visitor, it's about the user, the prospect. And you're going to see how using this simple 4-step formula ensures that we stay really focused on who your ideal customer is. Just remember that it's all about the visitor, not about what's being offered on the landing page. Now, the third key to success has to do with focus again. And you'll notice a trend here with these keys. Focus, focus, focus. Just one thing. On the landing page, you need to have one offer. You need to be talking about one specific problem, and you need to be talking to one specific person. Copy that tries to speak to everyone winds up connecting with no one. So with that, let's go ahead and jump into the very first step of our 4-step process for crafting our copy for our landing page, and that is our prospect. Who is our ideal customer? Because at the end of the day, copy is designed to connect with someone else on a deeper level than hopefully your competitors are. And in order to do this, you need a clear picture of who you're talking to, right? So there's a link in the description to a video that walks you through how to craft your customer avatar using a data-driven method, so you're not just pulling assumptions out of the sky. But we're gonna skip all those and jump down to the last 2 questions, which is going to lay the foundation for our copywriting. And in this particular step, we want to know what is the big result that your ideal customer prospects are after, and then what are the roadblocks, or what are the perceived roadblocks or problems that are in their way. And so you'll want to spend 20 to 30 minutes just kind of answering these questions. And of course, I'll go through an example so you can see what this actually looks like. For our example here, we're going to be using YouTube. So for what the heck do they want, or what is the big result? Well, they probably want to grow their channel, they want to make more money, and maybe eventually quit their job so that they can do what they like on YouTube full time. Okay, great. That's all you need for some results. Obviously, you'd go a little deeper when you're creating the rest of your funnel, but for now, we'll just stick with this simple example. Now, the next part, of course, is the roadblocks. Well, what do they think is getting in the way of that dream of having an awesome channel that allows them to wake up whenever they want and quit their day job? Well, they probably want to know how to rank videos. Maybe they're not happy with their subscriber growth. Maybe they think their video quality stinks. They just don't understand why they're not getting enough views, which means they're not getting enough eyeballs to their videos, which means there's not enough people to hit that subscribe button in the first place. And so these would be all the roadblocks that we want to address as we're writing our landing page copy, so that someone who's trying to grow a YouTube channel would come and see, okay, they're talking about growing a channel, that's what I want, and they're talking about poor ranking, and they're talking about poor video quality, or they're talking about not getting views. That's exactly my problem. Maybe these people can help. And that's what you want to invoke in whoever hits your landing page. So the very first part, of course, of your landing page is the headline, the most important part. So now that we've laid the foundation, we're done with step number 1. Step number 2 is creating as many headlines as possible, because you're going to want to do something called split testing, which essentially means you're going to keep trying headlines until you find one that really works. Most landing page softwares will allow you to do this. Now, when it comes to writing your headline, there are a lot of formulas we could look at, but there are only 2 that you need to start with. How to result without hard part, and then how to result even if. And all these 2 formulas are doing is essentially saying, hey, you can get the result that you want, growing your channel, losing weight, making money in the stock market, without waking up early, going to the gym 20 times a week, making 50 videos a day. And so we want to ease the burden of whatever the result is going to be. So here's some examples of how we can take our results and our roadblocks and slap them together in these formulas. So the very first one is how to grow your channel without getting lots of views. So we're saying, hey, you can grow your channel, but you don't have to get a ton of views to do it. Moving down here, we're using the same result, except this time we're saying you don't have to improve the quality of your videos. Now, this next one, we're kind of switching things out a little bit and just talking about 2 perceived roadblocks, where we're saying how you can get more views, which is overcoming a roadblock without having a lot of subscribers. Because a lot of new YouTubers think the only way they're going to get views is if they have subscribers. But of course, you can't get subscribers unless you had a lot of views in the first place for those views to turn into subscribers. So it's kind of like a chicken and the egg thing. And so we want to really make it clear that, hey, you don't have to have either one of those. We can solve that problem. And that's really what your headlines are designed to do. So let's quickly run through the rest of them here. How to rank your videos, even if you have a small channel, and then how to get views to your videos to accelerate your channel growth. And you want to spend 10 to 20 minutes to just rapid fire, write down as many as possible. The goal here is not to have anything polished. You can even write half sentences. Just anything that pops into your head, write it down. And what this will allow you to do is have a nice library of things to test. And then as you go through your testing, you'll actually go back and go, oh, you know what? This type of headline is actually working a lot better than this type of headline. But you don't want to be critical at this point because we don't know which headline is going to perform the best. Now, once you're done with that 10 to 20 minutes of brainstorming, of course, you'll want to choose two that you think are the best. And those are the 2 headlines that you're going to start with. So now that we have your headlines, let's go ahead and talk about the next part, which is your call to action button. Now, your call to action button is the button on the page that someone's going to click when the opt-in form pops up or when they submit the opt-in form if you don't have a pop-up. Now, there are a couple things we can do with this button, but you don't want to get too fancy because then the button's going to be super long and take up the entire page. So in this particular instance, let's say we're offering a webinar or we're offering some sort of PDF. So our call to action button could simply be register now or download the guide now, or we can get a little fancy and say grow your channel today or rank my videos today. So you're tying the result that they want or you're tying a problem that they want solved to clicking the button. Now, you don't want to go overboard with this, right? You do want to keep it nice and short because you want that button to be short. You don't want that button to have so much text that it spans the entire page. And I'm sure you've seen these types of pop-ups where you're trying to exit a site and it asks you, it has the button and it says, yes, I want to XYZ, ABC, blah, blah, blah. And then underneath it, it goes, no, I think I'm okay. I, hate my life or something stupid like that. You definitely don't want to do that on your landing page. And the reason you don't want to do that is you just want it to be realistic. Now that we have our call to action, we have our headline, it's time for what is typically the hard part, which is the bullet points. Now, the bullet points simply allow you to take a deeper dive into whatever the headline is talking about. And so this just reinforces the headline. This is for those type A people who want to know, okay, but really specifically, what are you giving me? Like, what am I going to be able to do once I get whatever you're offering me? That's what we're doing here. And we don't have to be super complicated. And it is important to note that while you can make crazy claims, you do want to have a nice balance of you're going to be able to do all this awesome stuff, but it does need to be believable. So if you're offering a PDF and you say, hey, you're going to quit your job in 2 days, like that's probably pretty unreasonable. So we do want to make sure that our results are still in reality. So here are a couple of bullet point formulas. How to result without work roadblock. You'll notice that that's pretty much the same as a headline. A simple strategy for action without roadblock. A single blank that will finally give you a clear path to whatever the result is. A little known secret for achieving a result. Instant access to, and this is where you're going to name the offer or a unique mechanism of what, if you have some sort of proprietary formula or name for something. So you can, and then of course, break through the roadblock, solve a problem, or maybe you go to the number one reason you're not getting the result that you're looking for is, and then fill in the blank with something that they're doing that's completely wrong. And of course, finally, if you have any myths in your niche or industry, you can say you don't have to, and then fill in the blank with something that is common knowledge or practice. Like you don't have to hit the gym 5 days a week to lose 200 pounds. I don't know, something to that effect. Obviously not silly like that, but something where you're kind of being counter to whatever the norm of information is in your niche. So let's go through what these would look like if we actually did it for our example, trying to help someone grow a YouTube channel. The first one here, how to accelerate channel growth, which is our result, without, what's the roadblock? In this particular instance, we said getting a new camera, which represents bad video quality. The next one here, a simple strategy for attracting new subscribers. That's tied directly to growing a channel without getting more views. So you can kind of see how you don't necessarily take word for word what your results and roadblocks are. You do need to do a little bit of thinking sometimes. The next one is a little known secret to ranking videos. I think that's one of the simplest ones on this list. So here we have monetization playbook and part-time income is both representing the result that they want, but all we've done is give a name to whatever the guide or blueprint or formula is for monetization. And so instead of just saying, learn how to monetize your channel or learn how to make more money, we give whatever our secret proprietary sauce or formula is an actual name. And so it can elevate the perceived value of what we're offering. And the final one we have here is a little mean, but the number one reason you're not getting views is your videos are all wrong. And with that, you have your headline, you have your call to action text, and you have your bullet points. Of course, there's a timestamp table of contents in the description, so you can skip around the video and pause while you write your own landing page copy. The last two elements of your landing page, of course, is going to be some sort of graphic that represents whatever your offer is. And then if you have any testimonials or you have any media outlet logos, you can go ahead and include those for some social proof, but that's not really part of the copywriting part. So thank you so much for watching. I sincerely hope you got some value out of this video and you have a much better idea of how to write copy for your landing page. Go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe for more in-depth marketing tactics and strategies just like the ones covered in this video. Comment below if you have any questions, and as always, keep building the business you love.